Welcome. I'm thrilled to guide you through this read and academic passage task, a cornerstone of the TOEFL reading section. Today we will analyze a sophisticated text on evolutionary biology and psychology, breaking down its logic step by step to ensure you can navigate university-level readings with total confidence. If you find these breakdowns helpful, make sure to subscribe to myTOEFL so we can keep mastering these academic challenges together. Let's continue our journey toward your target score. The evolutionary logic of altruism. This title immediately signals that the passage will explore the biological reasoning behind altruism. By using the phrase evolutionary logic, the author suggests that what might seem like random kindness actually has a strategic, survival-based explanation. Altruism is defined as behavior by an individual that increases the fitness of another individual while decreasing the fitness of the actor. This sentence provides the formal academic definition of the topic. Notice how it sets up a conflict between increases the fitness of the recipient and decreasing the fitness of the person performing the act, which is the core tension of the entire passage. For decades, this concept presented an evolutionary puzzle for researchers who believed in the survival of the fittest. B's author introduces a historical conflict here, describing altruism as an evolutionary puzzle. It challenges the traditional understanding of survival of the fittest, creating a need for the theories that will follow in the text. If natural selection favors individuals who maximize their own reproductive success, then a selfless act that risks one's life or resources seems in a competitive environment. B for innate is Allsword, a full bird plants and stage comber H plants A, structure to highlight why self-sacrifice seems paradoxical. If the goal is to maximize their own reproductive success, then doing something that risks one's own resources appears to go against the rules of nature. However, the theory of kin selection suggests that organisms may help relatives to ensure that shared genetic material is passed on to future generations. The transition word, however, marks a shift from the problem to a potential solution, the theory of kin selection. This theory resolves the puzzle by focusing on the survival of shared genetic material rather than just the individual. By protecting siblings or offspring, an individual increases the likelihood of their family's genetic survival, even at a personal cost. This sentence clarifies the mechanism of kin selection, explaining that a personal cost is acceptable if it results in family's genetic survival. It emphasizes that the unit of survival is the gene, not necessarily the individual. Beyond genetic relatives, altruism can also be found between unrelated individuals through a process known as reciprocal altruism. As we move into the second paragraph, the scope expands beyond genetic relatives. The author introduces reciprocal altruism to explain why we might help people we aren't related to. First proposed by Robert Trivers, this theory suggests that an act of kindness can be evolutionarily beneficial if there is an expectation of a future return. This sentence explains the logic of reciprocity, where an act is evolutionarily beneficial because of the expectation of a future return. It's essentially a biological version of, "I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine." A classic example is observed in vampire bats, which frequently regurgitate blood for starving roostmates who fail to find a meal. The author provides a classic example involving vampire bats to ground the theory in real-world observation. This illustrates that even non-human animals engage in complex sharing behaviors to survive. For this system to work, the animals must possess a high degree of cognitive sophistication. This sentence points out a requirement for reciprocity, cognitive sophistication. This academic phrase refers to the advanced mental abilities needed to keep track of social debts. They must be able to recognize specific individuals, remember past interactions, and identify cheaters who accept help but refuse to provide it in return. Beeson, his author, lists the specific mental tasks required, such as the ability to identify cheaters. This ensures the system isn't exploited by those who refuse to provide help in return. In human societies, altruism is often linked to the psychological capacity for empathy and the desire to maintain social cohesion. The text now shifts to human societies, linking altruism to empathy. This moves the discussion from pure biology to the psychological motivations that keep groups together. The empathy-altruism hypothesis suggests that when people feel compassion for another's suffering, they are motivated to help purely out of concern for the other person's well-being. This sentence explains the empathy-altruism hypothesis, which argues that we help others simply because we feel compassion for another's suffering. It suggests a selfless internal motivation. While critics argue that all human acts are ultimately driven by the ego or the search for social rewards, many studies show that anonymous acts of charity provide intrinsic satisfaction. While critics argue that humans are selfish, the author counters this by mentioning that anonymous acts of charity provide intrinsic satisfaction. This suggests that the reward for helping is sometimes internal rather than social. These altruistic tendencies likely evolved because cooperative groups were more resilient than those composed of purely selfish individuals. The author provides a group-level evolutionary reason for these altruistic tendencies, noting that cooperative groups had a survival advantage. They were more resilient than groups that couldn't work together. Ultimately, whether driven by genes, social expectations, or genuine empathy, altruism remains a foundational element of complex life. The passage concludes by calling altruism a foundational element of complex life. Regardless of the specific cause, it is presented as an essential part of how advanced species exist. What is the passage mainly about? This is a main idea question, indicated by the phrase mainly about. We need to find the option that covers the entire scope of the text, from the biological theories in the beginning to the psychological ones at the end. Now, keeping this in mind, let's evaluate our options. Let's take a closer look at option A. The role of genetic engineering in increasing human empathy. This option mentions genetic engineering, but the passage never discusses technological manipulation of genes. It focuses on natural evolution, so we can eliminate this. Now let's examine option B. The evolutionary and psychological theories explaining selfless behavior. This is a strong candidate because it summarizes both the evolutionary theories, kin selection and reciprocity, and the psychological theories, empathy, used to explain selfless behavior. We should keep this. Here's option C. Let's break it down. The historical development of the survival of the fittest concept. While the passage mentions survival of the fittest, it does so only to set up the problem. The historical development of that specific concept is not the primary focus of the text. Finally, let's look at option D. The dietary habits of vampire bats in competitive environments. Br in this option is too narrow. It focuses only on vampire bats, which the author uses merely as a classic example in paragraph 2 to illustrate a larger point. We should eliminate it. The correct answer to this question is option B, since it accurately captures the dual focus on biological evolution and human psychology that characterizes the entire passage. The word in paragraph 1 is closest in meaning to. This is a vocabulary in-context question focused on the word paradoxical. We need to look at how it describes a selfless act that seems to defy the logic of natural selection. Now, keeping this in mind, let's evaluate our options. Let's take a closer look at option A. Contradictory. In this context, contradictory is a perfect fit. The text explains that a selfless act seems to conflict with the idea of maximizing success, making it appear paradoxical. We should keep this. Now, let's examine option B. Insignificant. The word insignificant means unimportant. However, the text presents altruism as a major evolutionary puzzle, not something that lacks importance. Eliminate this. Here's option C. Let's break it down. Beneficial. While the passage eventually argues that altruism is beneficial at a genetic level, the word paradoxical is used to describe the initial confusion or apparent conflict, not the benefit itself. Finally, let's look at option D. Predictable. If something is predictable, it is expected. The author describes altruism as a puzzle that presented an evolutionary puzzle, meaning it was the opposite of predictable for early researchers. Therefore, the correct answer is option A, because paradoxical describes the logical conflict between individual survival and selfless behavior. Why does the author mention vampire bats in paragraph 2? This is a rhetorical purpose question. We are asked why the author mentions vampire bats. We need to look at the sentence immediately before and after this example to see what point it supports. Now, keeping this in mind, let's evaluate our options. Let's take a closer look at option A. To provide an example of altruism occurring between unrelated individuals. This matches the context perfectly. Paragraph 2 introduces altruism between unrelated individuals, and the bats are used as a classic example of this specific behavior. We should keep this. Now, let's examine option B. To explain how certain animals find food in dark environments. The passage mentions bats failed to find a meal, but the author's purpose is to explain the sharing behavior, not the biological details of how they hunt in the dark. Eliminate this. Here's option C. Let's break it down. To describe a species that lacks the cognitive ability to recognize peers. This option contradicts the text. The author states that these animals must possess a high degree of cognitive sophistication to recognize peers rather than lacking it. Eliminate this. Finally, let's look at option D. To prove that all mammals are related through common ancestors. While common ancestors is an evolutionary concept, the paragraph is about social behavior between unrelated peers, not proving the ancestry of all mammals. This is irrelevant to the specific example. The correct answer to this question is option A, since the vampire bat example is explicitly used to illustrate how reciprocal altruism works among non-relatives. According to the passage, all of the following are true about altruism except. This is an except question. We need to find the one statement that is not supported by the passage. 3 of these will be true and 1 will be false. Now, keeping this in mind, let's evaluate our options. Let's take a closer look at option A. Selfless behavior only occurs among animals that share the same bloodline. This statement is false. Paragraph 2 explicitly mentions altruism between unrelated individuals. Because it claims altruism only occurs among the same bloodline, it is the correct answer for an except question. Now, let's examine option B. Kin selection involves helping family members at a personal cost. This statement is true. Paragraph 1 describes kin selection as helping relatives even at a personal cost. Since it is true, it is not our answer. Eliminate this. Here's option C. Let's break it down. Human altruism can be motivated by the psychological state of empathy. This is true. Paragraph 3 links human altruism to the capacity for empathy. Since this is supported by the text, we eliminate it. Finally, let's look at option D. It increases the likelihood of shared genetic material being passed on. This is also true. Paragraph 1 states that kin selection ensures shared genetic material is passed on. Because this is true, it is not the answer. Eliminate this. The correct answer to this question is option A, because the text clearly refutes the idea that altruism is limited to relatives. What is the relationship between paragraph 1 and paragraph 2? This question asks about the relationship between the first 2 paragraphs. We need to compare the main topics of each to see how they connect. Now, keeping this in mind, let's evaluate our options. Let's take a closer look at option A. Paragraph 2 provides evidence that the theory of kin selection is scientifically incorrect. This is incorrect. Paragraph 2 does not say kin selection is incorrect. It simply introduces a different type of altruism that applies to non-relatives. Eliminate this. Now, let's examine option B. Paragraph 1 defines a problem, and paragraph 2 provides a mathematical solution. While paragraph 1 defines a puzzle, paragraph 2 provides another biological theory, not a mathematical solution. This description is inaccurate. Eliminate this. Here's option C. Let's break it down. Paragraph 1 discusses altruism among relatives, while paragraph 2 discusses it among non-relatives. This is the most accurate description. Paragraph 1 focuses on relatives, kin selection, while paragraph 2 discusses altruism among non-relatives, reciprocal altruism. We should keep this. Finally, let's look at option D. Paragraph 2 describes human behavior, while paragraph 1 focuses on ancient fossils. This is incorrect. Paragraph 2 describes animal behavior, bats, and paragraph 1 does not mention ancient fossils. This option misrepresents the content of both paragraphs. Therefore, the correct answer is option C because it correctly identifies the shift from family-based altruism to peer-based altruism between the two sections. Excellent work today. To master academic reading, always focus on the logical transitions between paragraphs, as we did by noting the shift from relatives to unrelated individuals. Pay close attention to how examples like the vampire bats serve to prove a specific theoretical point. Keep practicing your ability to distinguish between a passage's main argument and its supporting details, and you'll be well on your way to a high TOEFL score.